I think Germany has been very effective by comparison to many other countries, including this one. It's addressed the past and it said we were responsible for the Holocaust. Absolutely, and it's done that as a state, and politicians have apologized, and politicians continue to say we and the generations of today were not responsible for the past. We take responsibility, but we today are not responsible. We do have to apologize. We are, however, responsible for today, and we're responsible for the future. So we have to learn from the past. In which case, Germany has been extremely effective as a state in doing so, and Holocaust is taught in schools, in universities. On an individual level, and that's what kicked off this project in the first place, is that some people seem nonetheless to be in denial about the individual responsibility back then. And Gunther Demnig actually began the project when he heard an older lady, and this was in the 90s, someone who had survived the war and who had lived in Cologne until then, saying he had a project which commemorated the Roma and Sinti who had been deported from Cologne. And an old lady said, well, it's a very nice project, but we had no Roma and Sinti in this area. And that's when he started thinking, it's interesting that people, either they're pretending they didn't know, or they didn't know because they had assimilated. And that's when he decided, we'll bring back the names of people who lived. So these names of 6 million Jews who are nameless. We know lots of figures, but people forget that these people were living in their towns. They were their neighbors. And that has obviously, Stolperstein have changed the way that people look at commemoration in Germany. And people know, as you were talking about Berlin yesterday, that all these huge memorials, which there are all over the cities, in smaller cities, these don't exist. And sometimes you're in a village in Germany and you're just walking past and you'll see a Stolperstein. You say, oh, wow, there was a Jewish family living in this tiny little town, or in, a hamlet of 300 inhabitants. And that's what's changed. It's the individual commemoration that has come about through this project.